Now, the first thing that Dr. Soapworth says is that we believe that what takes place in the body of an alcoholic is an abnormal reaction. And then I have a little chart on top there, the different kinds of drug users. This is a very, very critical thing, because if you will get this, the rest of the lecture will make sense to you. The interesting stat is, how many people in the world who drink alcohol do you think end up becoming alcoholics? Take a guess. Pick a percentage. 50%? 50%. I got 50%, I got 3%, I got 50-50. Going once, going twice. It really depends on your ethnic background. If you're Native American Indian, the probability of you getting it is about 90%. If you're an Eskimo from Alaska, about 90%. Worldwide, the statistics are about 10%. Only 1 in 10 actually becomes an alcoholic worldwide. So if you look at those little hash marks on top, that represents 10 people. And the fact of the matter is, worldwide, 9 out of 10 people can drink without ever becoming alcoholic. And you've got this huge spectrum over there. Now, there is a normal bell-shaped distribution how these people drink, but my wife, for example, I happen to know Miriam very, very, very well. You see, because on the 4th of September of this year, if we don't murder each other or get divorced, we will celebrate 43 years together. That's longer than most of you have been alive. And in those 43 years, I've seen my wife, Miriam, take about 10 drinks. You know, that's about 4.3 years. She keeps us up, she's going to rehab. Don't tell her we're doing an intervention on her. Usually my adult kids are there. You need to know something else about Miriam. I married Mother Teresa. I mean, this woman is goody two-shoes, 24/7, to your face, behind your back. She wakes up, good morning. She goes to bed, good morning at noon. Isn't it you know, I mean, it's tough to live with. I mean, really, it is. And the kids love her to death, but the kids, you know, there's something exciting about the dark side of a person, the edgy side, you know, and so the kids long to see Mama's edgy side, just a little bit of spark going on. So they want to twist her arm until she has a drink. We're out to eat, and so she'll order a drink, but the first thing she does is bury her nose in the menu. She's far more concerned about what she's going to eat than what she's going to drink. I, on the other hand, I no longer drink alcohol. Boy, my antenna go up, my heart begins to race. I'm watching that guy as he takes this bottle, that bottle, he takes some ice, takes some fruit, then he takes whipped cream, maraschino cherry, little umbrella on the side. To me, that's alcohol abuse. When you take perfectly good alcohol and ruin it like that, it should be against the law. He brings this little abused drink over, sets it down. My heart's about to jump out of my chest. My wife is sleeping in the menu, and I'm nudging her. Finally, at some point in the meal, she says, oh, my drink is here. And she goes, what are you doing? That's not how you drink alcohol. The way you're supposed to drink alcohol, in case you people don't know, when the waiter approaches and brings the drink, you grab it both hands, chug-a-lug it, order a double. Now the evening's on. Yeah. Someone like me. But no, she does this little sippy-poo nonsense all the way through. And when she's about halfway through with her drink, you know what she does? She pushes it to the edge of the table. Well, what are you doing? She says, I'm through. Sweetie, when last did you have your eyes tested? You're not through. There's a half a drink. And she looks at me and she says, no, I'm beginning to feel it. I'm duh. You know, I thought she was weird. I had no idea that that's how many non-alcoholics react to the substance of alcohol in their body. For her, it's an uncomfortable feeling. And getting that buzz is not a good feeling. Now that's one kind of, you see, for us, alcoholics, we're not comfortable till the buzz comes. We feel abnormal till the buzz comes. But now, in the spectrum of normal drinkers, the 90%, all the way over on the other side, you have the heavy drinker. And folks, this is where I see the medical experts who are not themselves addicts, alcoholics, get totally confused. And the reason is there is a category of drinkers and users who look just like the alcoholic, smell just like the alcoholic, act just like the alcoholic, but are not alcoholic. These are the kids that are binge drinking on the college campuses today. These are people who develop heavy lifestyles of drinking and using and acting and behaving badly. There's a very important distinction. And here's the distinction. Given a sufficient reason, these people can and do quit. They're able to quit. And that reason could be the threat of a wife saying, sweetie, I've had enough. You do this one more time, the kids and I are out of here. Whoa. The judge saying, you show up in this courtroom one more time, you're going to go to prison. Whoa. The boss saying, you miss one more day, your career is terminated. Wow. The doctor saying, you take one more drink, and you're going to die. Whoa. The heavy drinker can and does. Now I'm going to tell you a story, a quick story about a friend of mine. I'm going to call him Charles, just to keep his anonymity. Charles was a wonderful young man. I met him about 5 years ago. I sponsored him for 4 of those 5 years. Wonderful born-again Christian gentleman. Member of a very, very large Christian church in this community, very active in the church. He and his wife hosted a small group meeting in their home, and very successful, financially very well off. And he sang in the music ministry. Charles was a very, very dedicated Christian. And yet Charles was a terrible alcoholic addict, and so was his wife. Although upper end, because he had 7 figures in excess in the bank. And I watched him go through and go through and go through. And here's what happened. Charles began to lose huge job after huge job, wrecked car after car. The day came that their big house was taken away from them. And here's the kicker. He once told me, Norm, the most important thing in the world to me is my little son. And do you know that the day came that Child Protective Services came and took that son away? He was picking up his wife out of detox in a local hospital once and waiting for her in the waiting room. He took an overdose, his heart stopped, he stopped breathing, they had to resuscitate him. Now come on guys, is that enough reason to stop? About 8 weeks ago, Charles was driving down one of the local streets close to my home, drove into a tree and killed himself. That's the real love of it. That scared his wife so badly that for the last time she said, I am done, I am so done. And she quit using and drinking totally for about 3 weeks, and now she's out there again. And that's the difference. The heavy drinker, the party animal, the binger, given a sufficient reason, can and does stop. The true alcoholic addict, no matter how great the threat, no matter how much they feel the loss, are unable. If you get that, you're a huge way down the road.